Peacekeepers work to maintain peace and security, protect human rights, and help restore the rule of law. Peacekeepers can be members of the armed forces, police officers, or civilian experts. As a result of Lester Pearson's leadership in the 1956 Suez Crisis and Canada's role in the UN emergency force he helped to create. Many Canadians consider peacekeeping part of the country's identity. However, since the 1990s, Canada's reputation as a peacekeeping nation has been affected by scandal and by the failure of some overseas missions. Although Canada's contribution to peace operations has declined since then, Canadian peacekeepers continue to serve overseas in such places as Mali. In total, more than 125,000 Canadians have served in UN peace operations. Canadians have also participated in UN sanctioned peace operations led by NATO and in missions sponsored by the multinational force and observers. Approximately 130 Canadians have died in peace operations. And that's it for me.
Thank you. How may you yield your time?
For the chairs, please.
Sorry?
For the chair.
Right. So next up, Finland. Are you ready?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Sure thing. Just tell me when you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, delegate of Finland, are you ready?
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready now. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, Helsinki, Finland, starting at the spiritual center of Finland, UPF supporters held a peace road walking event through the center of Helsinki. Some 30 people met in front of the famous Helsinki Cathedral, a beautiful white Finnish Lutheran cathedral located in Senate Square. They carried banners and waved flags that proclaimed peace between the two Koreas, peace between nations, and peace between people.
Thank you. How may you yield your time?
Lead it to the chiefs, please.
Thank you. So next up, the delegate of Germany.
Yes.
Okay. May take the floor.
Okay. So the time, 28th February 2017, the Germany cabinet is expected to approve new guidelines on crisis engagement and peace building before Easter 2017. This document is designed to bring together and update the 2004 Action Plan, Civilian Crisis Prevention, Conflict Resolution and Post-Conflict Peace Building, and a range of other German government strategy papers. It has been drafted with the support of Peace Lab 2016, a 9-month process of discourse involving a board-based community of Germany ministry representatives, policymakers and researchers, as well as practitioners from the field of peace building.
Okay. Thank you. How may you yield your remaining time?
To the chairs.
So next up, the delegate of Norway. The delegate of Norway, are you here?
Yes, just give me a sec.
Sure thing. Just tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I am ready. So the delegate of Norway would conquer ending conflicts and building sustainable peace. Conversely, it requires a combination of efforts. Norway will continue to play an active role in the Peace Building Commission and the country has disbursed the first part of our contribution of NOK 500 million over 5 years, and the Peace Building Fund to the Peace Building Fund, says Norway's Minister of Foreign Affairs. The delegate of Norway will place preventive diplomacy and sustainable peace solutions at the heart of our efforts. The Peace Building Commission is a central tool that is used to accomplish this conflict, and we aim to strengthen the relationship between the Security Council and the Commission.
Thank you. How may you yield your remaining time?
To the chair.
So next up, the delegate of Spain.
Yes. So Spain is ranked the 31st safest country in the world. As a matter of fact, research even found that in 20 years, Spain is set to boost the longest life expectancy in the world, overtaking Japan when it comes to lifestyle. In fact, violent crime is also very low, and Spain is one of the European safest countries for tourists, along with the opposition of machine guns and any other kind of automatic weapons is strictly prohibited, except for military personnel and elite police forces, only within the context of their missions.
Thank you. How may you yield your time?
Give it back to the chairs.
Next up, the delegate of Italy.
Yes. Greeting chairs and dear delegate. Italy's first goal is peace. During its mandate in the Security Council, Italy has contributed the aligned peacekeeping mandate with this objective by promoting principle of transparency, efficiency, accountability, and strengthening the role of the police and host countries. Italy has won almost 20 peace prizes, putting it on the top of the list of countries that has received peace prizes, which indicates how Italy achieved peace around the world. Thank you.
Thank you. How may you yield your time?
I yield it back to the chair.
Right, next up, the delegate of Switzerland.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Peace is to live in harmony, to live without fear that someone will harm or kill you. Globally, peace is to live in cohesion across society and to have the freedom to fully be yourself without taking over the identity or freedom of anyone else. Switzerland focuses on areas of peace policy where it has a particular strength. Over the past 15 years, it has developed a wide range of instruments to promote peace and security. It's actively involved in conflict prevention, helping to develop international codes of conduct and standards for the international community and to improve their application. But preventing the outbreak of a new crisis and wars is equally important. For this reason, Switzerland is engaged in efforts to deal with the past, support democratic processes, strengthen institutions governed by the rule of law, and promote human rights, and also prevent violent extremism. At the same time, Switzerland is an active proponent of peace in international organizations such as the Council of Europe, United Nations, and the OSCE. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. How may you yield your time?
For questions.
Questions, okay. Please, if any delegate has any questions for the delegate of Switzerland, please either write in the chat or raise your placard. Does any delegate have any questions? Okay, actually I have a question for you. So how did the country of Switzerland prevent wars, as you said? Delegate, please, before you reply, every time that you reply, you should ask for a right to reply from the chair. Go ahead.
Yes, Switzerland helped many countries in achieving peace. She prevented Syrian and helped it from getting worsened. So when Syria was having the biggest war in her history, Switzerland took 11 million people from Syrian and adopt them for them and help them and give them shelters for to live.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so next up, the delegate of United States. Can you open your mic, or do you still have a problem? The delegate of United States. Okay, so I guess he still has a technical problem. We're gonna go ahead to the next speaker. The delegate of Egypt.
Sure, take your time.
Do I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Peace is the road we follow to achieve societal growth and prosperity. It will be impossible to achieve political strength, economic stability, and cultural advancement without peace and harmony. Furthermore, before we can impart the concept of peace to others, we must first find peace within ourselves. Egypt is doing everything in its power to promote peace, as a country without peace would without a doubt stumble and fall apart. Hence why a plethora of laws and goals were created by the Egyptian government to achieve peace. Here are some of Egypt's goals and targets. 16.1. Significantly reduce all forms of violence and related death rates everywhere. 16.2. End abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and all forms of violence against and torture of children. 16.3. Promote the rule of law at the national and international levels and ensure equal access to justice for all. The delegate of Egypt would like to yield their time back to the chair.
All right, thank you. And if you give me, yeah, sure. Just please tell me when you're ready, delegate of United States, and I'll put you up.
Okay, so
Yes,
United
Chair.
States is ready.
All right, thank you, delegate. You may take the floor.
Yes, sure. Despite our diverse perspectives on social and ethical, philosophical, and geographical issues, we recognize the freedom, value, and respect to which all of the world's individuals are entitled. The pursuit of peaceful and non-violent strategies to resolve the world's most dire conflicts, which often result in genocide, war, and autocracy, is paramount for human coexistence and progress. Preemptive war, arms proliferation, terrorism, and indiscrimination use of force all threaten the common bond of humanity that we share. Over the past 70 years, Democratic and Republican administration alike have understood that American security and prosperity at home are linked to economic and political health abroad, and that America does better when other countries have the incentive and the capacity to work alongside us in tackling global challenges. This is why we constructed a system of international integration and security alliance. After World War II, they provided a framework for advancing economic openness and political freedom in the years that followed. But here are some things that we can do now to help pave the way peace and the healing the world. First, you can keep calm and speaking against the violence, and also you can reach out to others, and also you can create space for peace.
All right, thank you, delegate. So, how do you want to yield your time?
Back to the chair, please.
Thank you. So now we're done. Just the delegate of Mexico. Do you want to participate or no?
Well, it will be fun if I participate.
Sure.
Okay, just give me 1 second to open my PowerPoint.
Sure, take your time. Just tell me when you're ready.
Okay, now I'm ready. So Mexico has
Please,
participated.
I'm really sorry to interrupt you. But
Yes.
may you open your camera and also put the flag of your country in the background?
Oh, I'm sorry because I have technical issues right now.
Sure.
Hopefully, I can fix it soon.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll go ahead.
Okay, you can start the timer. So Mexico has participated in peacekeeping operation 3 times. We will be talking about only one time, which is the war between India and Pakistan in Kashmir. Mexico helped prevent the war, and also keep in mind that Mexico doesn't have any nuclear weapons, but we have the capability of making ones. Also, we have 25,000 tons of uranium. Also, keep in mind that it's not mined, so we can't use it in, you know, making nuclear weapons. So yeah, I'll keep my time. I'll get it back to the fellow chairs. Thank you.
Thank you. Please just avoid using personal pronouns like I, mine, you, those types of pronouns.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all. This is just a mock session, so just kind of a demo session to know what will you do in the UN and how will it go. Basically, the achieving peace is like a topic which is a sample topic, so that you can understand what you should do in the UN and how will you arrange your speech.
Yes,
You know,
and
it's kind of intimidating for the first time.
yeah, don't be
So-
afraid to make mistakes. Like we're all just here to learn.
Exactly.
Okay.
This mock session is for making mistakes, is for understanding your mistakes and how to improve actually. So I have some points that I want to point out. Some delegates actually went against their countries. I don't recommend that at all. You should always defend your country's policies. You should not go against your country in any way possible. Other delegates, when you yield your time to questions, other delegates will attack you with points against your country, yes. But while you're giving your speech, while you're doing anything, when you're talking about your country, please don't attack your own country. That's the worst thing that you can do. Also, don't use personal pronouns. I really liked that some delegates gave really good examples of it, of their countries on how they want peace, how they actually achieve peace in many ways, how they achieve peace with other countries and not only in their country. So yeah, thank you very much for that. And actually, I'm really glad that you all did an excellent job, and I'm really glad that you're really good delegates. And I hope that you can also do the same in the topics that we've given you in the handbook. DISEC handbook, which is first of the disarmament of nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons, and also cyber security and the prevention of cyber warfare. Yeah, thank you, delegates. So now we're going to continue the PowerPoint. Sorry. Yeah. So now for the unmoderated caucus. So delegates can make a motion for an unmoderated caucus. For an example, France wants to move to an unmoderated caucus. The delegate of France would like to move to an unmoderated caucus for 1 hour. The delegate should say this exactly. In this process, the committee will bring out working papers to work on with other delegates for signatures, if so wish to help pass resolutions. Of course, the chairs collect resolutions for Security Council review and approval to pass or reject. So there's also some points that I would like to talk to you about. There's something called blocks, which is basically like a group of people which are allied together. You can't call them allies. Each block help each other. If you're stuck in a difficult situation, your allies in your block can help you, but you should yield your time to them first, and then they should help you. For an example, let's say a delegate asks another delegate a question that is not related to the topic. He can say that this topic is not related to the, or your question is not related to the topic, or another delegate in his block can say that, but the delegate that has been asked should yield their time to the other delegate, and the other delegate can answer. So yeah, I recommend making blocks. You can not join the block until the third day, because in the third day you will make a resolution paper. A resolution paper is basically a formal paper in which you come up with all the solutions that you have come up with as delegates, delegates of different countries. But of course, in the blocks, you shouldn't ally with countries that are opposite to each other. So like, let's say United States cannot ally with China. But For an example, the United States can ally with Finland, can ally with United Kingdom. Same goes for United States and Russia. So just keep that in mind, please. And in the last day, in the resolution paper, you should work as a group. You should focus on the grammatical mistakes. We're going to give you examples on the resolution papers, also in the PowerPoint. But you should work as a group and come up with the solutions that for the topics that are given to you. And present it. And of course, we will make a vote on will it pass or will it be rejected. Grammatical mistakes and other mistakes will be affected in the points. And if you want to get as much points as possible, I recommend to, of course, in every topic you should participate in every motion. If you want to yield your time back to the chair, it's okay, but I recommend leading it back to the questions because it will make like more, it will give you a more debate area, more participation, more marks too. We are counting points, so everything that you say, we are writing it down, we are making points on it, and also there is a point system that every delegate has, and on this point system you will be awarded the rewards. On the resolution paper, please work together and focus on the grammatical mistakes. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. No questions? Alright, so let's move now to the formal debate quick tips. So first off, the formal debate. During the formal debate, the moderator maintains a speaker list and delegates speak in order that they are listed in. At this time, delegates have an opportunity to share their views with the entire committee. Delegates may also introduce their formal country, make speeches, answer questions, debate resolutions, make amendments. You can do all those. So the main difference between the moderated and unmoderated caucus is that in the moderated caucus it will be formal. It will be on the motion that is given, and of course the chair would have to accept the motion before any motion passes. In the unmoderated caucus, no, actually you can meet each other informally, but also the chair would have to pass if you have any questions to the other delegates. And any other stuff you would have to ask the chair first. In the unmoderated caucus, you can negotiate the draft resolutions, the amendments, and other issues. And also you can make allies. And also on the point of the blocks, I recommend making blocks. It's actually really fun because you will be allies. So if a delegate is stuck in a bad situation, another delegate can help him. But you can also go and not join a block until the third day and just go and attack everyone. So you can do that and you can do both, but I recommend joining a block, but it's as you like. So please, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. If it's about the debating, anything involving the MUN, please go ahead and ask. Does any delegate have any question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is this PowerPoint, are you gonna send the PowerPoint in the meeting? Because I may read it again.
Sure thing, I'll send it right now.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So any other question, please?
So what will happen if like there's no group, there's no allies, like it's only people alone? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, so for the first day and the second day, you can not join a block, you can not make allies. But on the third day, you are forced to join a block. You are forced to join a group of allies because you will make a resolution paper, and this resolution paper is required of every delegate. So you are required to. But on the first 2 days, you can not join them.
Okay.
But it's very beneficial to have allies even on the first 2 days because like someone will have your back when you're unable to answer a question.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sure, go ahead.
When do we make the blocks for our allies? Like, can we start from now? Like making the group?
You
and
can.
everything?
You can actually.
Okay.
Anytime you like, but you should find like good allies with your country, and allies that you are comfortable with, of course. If you don't like another delegate, of course, you shouldn't ally with them, or you shouldn't create a block with them, because it will make some complications and some problems may happen. So just the delegates that you are comfortable with, and the delegates that are good with your country, that are maybe allied even with your country. Right? Any other question?
Yes, I do have a
Yes.
question.
Go ahead.
So my question is, how do we like make our own block or join one? Like, how do we know?
Yeah, well, you can actually ask in the group, just write, does anyone want to, I'm creating a block, does anyone want to join my block? I'm the delegate of Spain, and other delegates would reply to you and say, I want to join your block. And then you would create a group, but you should have us with you in the group. This group, you should also talk formally. In this group, you can talk about the resolution paper, you can help each other in the group, if you want to text something, as you like. But you can use the formal group, and I recommend also talk in the formal group, but please talk formally. But just talk, don't just see the messages and that's it, please.
How many people can be in a block?
Yeah, we haven't determined that yet, but for now, the limit is 5. But we may extend that depending on the amount of delegates that will be inside of the conference.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? No questions?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
How is the position paper graded?
Yeah, so basically on the position paper, we first off see that you have a good structure. Or actually, can I'll actually explain it to you in the PowerPoint. Alright. So first off, as you can see, the structure, the committee, topic, country name, delegate represented by. First off, this is the most important thing and the simplest thing that you can do to ensure your marks or to ensure your points, that you do this correctly and just make it in order. After that, you can go back. You should just give a brief introduction about the topic, background about the topic, like let's say the previous actions taken by the UN, your own country's position towards the topic, maybe also your solutions that you will propose to the certain problems that are given within your topic, and also your country's position regarding to the topics or the problems that you are talking about. But also always please align with your country's foreign policies, align with your country's policies. Don't go like against your country in any way, shape or form, please. Because if you're gonna go against your own country, and you're the delegate of a country, so you should always align with that country and defend it. You can't go against it. You can go against the other delegates countries, of course, but with your own country, please don't go against it. And yeah, with how will we grade it? We will see if you gave a good introduction. We will see your plagiarism amount. The maximum amount is 5. You can go more than that. We'll see if you gave actually good points. If you talked about the topics, like let's say for the first topic, disarmament of nuclear, biological and chemical weapons. So you should talk about that. Like let's say you can talk about how your country has disarmed nuclear weapons or is wanting to disarm them. Also the biological and chemical weapons. And also for the other topic, you should talk about cybersecurity, how your country is defending its own citizens, how it had formed like a good cybersecurity for its own citizens, for its own government, and also what it is doing to prevent cyber warfare or like other countries from attacking it through technology. You can see all of these in the focusing questions. I recommend actually using the focusing questions because it's really important. While you're doing your position paper, just try to answer the questions in the position paper. It will really help you out and make the position paper easier and simpler for you. So please, do you have any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can .ch be a resource?
Dot what, sorry?
.ch.
No. It's only, can you just please specify what is .ch?
I saw it on a resource, like a link.
I don't think it's possible. If it's not a government agency, it's not possible. The only resources that are allowed are government.gov.org.edu, UN and official government agencies websites. That's it. I sent this in the group if you want. And yeah, if you use any other website, you will be using uncredible resources and you will lose points from this. And yeah, so going back to the position paper. Yeah, so it's basically a formal document in which you talk about your country's position in both topics or in both regards to the topic. You should always go with your country, just give a brief introduction by the committee about the topic, just the background of the topic. You can talk about like what the UN has proposed, what your own country has proposed, what solutions that your country have come up with on the international level and also the national level. And also what your solution may be, but your solutions should align with your country's position, of course. And yeah, that's it. Please, if you have any questions, go ahead, because many delegates have been complicated or like have thought that the position paper is complicated, but I don't think it is. It's really actually really simple. But you should do some research. You should use credible resources. Answer the focusing questions. It will really help you. It will make it easier for you on the whole position paper. And yeah, you are not required to answer the focusing questions, and of course not every question, but it is just there to help you out with it. And it may be also coming in the motion in the conference, so that's another point. You have any questions, please? All right, so no one has questions. So as I said, this first of the structure of the position paper. You should just give a brief introduction about the topic, your committee, the background of the topics within your country's position, the possible solutions, what the UN has proposed, and how your country is involved in it. In this part, first off, you should talk about the disarmament of nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons. And then you should, as you can see, you should talk about the cyber security and the prevention of cyber warfare. So you should talk about both topics. You can make them together, but I recommend separating them and making each topic alone. And of course, at the end, you should write the bibliography and state your resources. So here is the formatting and the structure of the position paper. So for the formatting, it's Times New Roman. For the font size, style, sorry. For the font size, it will be 12, including all text, including the header. The maximum word limit is 900, excluding the bibliography. No graphs are allowed, no pictures, no tables. Plagiarism is only 3 to 5% is allowed. Anything more than that, it will be negatively affected in points, and you will be negatively affected in your chair's eyes. Structure of the position paper should be the committee, name of the committee, the topic, both of the topics you should state them, the country you're presenting, the delegate name, your name, and presented by your school name. So for the deadline for the submission is from the 25th to the 27th of January. So actually it's after, you can say, a few days. We will give you feedback on every position paper that you submit, but only one feedback will be given per delegate. And I recommend reading that feedback and changing anything that we might recommend, because that feedback will help you, and it might even help in the conference, because you will be using this position paper maybe as an introduction, maybe as stating your points. The introduction, like, actually it will help you in general, because the position paper is used as many different things, and you can state your resources, you can state your points. You do not need to do all of your research again. You can just open your position paper, and depending on the topics, you can look it up in the position paper and continue on. So actually, thank you very much for attending. Here are the chairs and the co-chairs, and I'm really glad that you all participated in it. You did an excellent job in the motion. You gave really good speeches, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, we really have high hopes for the conference, and good luck, everyone.
Yeah, and please,
Thank you.
please submit your position paper on time. please submit your position paper on time, because if you don't submit it on time, you will not be able to gain any reward, because at the end of the MUN we will be granting awards. If you do not submit it on time, even if you have the best position paper, even if you're the best speaker, the best delegate, you would not be granted the award because you didn't submit the position paper on time. And of course, please watch out for the position paper. Don't go against your country. Watch out for plagiarism. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
you, Chair, for this session. This has been entertaining.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. If you have any question right now, please ask.
Sorry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What if someone asks me a question, but I don't know the answer?
Alright, so first off, if you don't know the answer, I recommend not just staying silent. If you have kind of an answer, like a similar answer or something, you can go ahead and answer, like just say it. If you have any allies, they can answer for you if you yield your time to them. If you don't, you can request for the chair to just answer later. When you do that, we will grant you some time to answer, and after that specific time, you will need to answer that delegate with a question, and you may also need to state your resource actually. Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
About the position paper, if you send me the feedback and that I should edit something, if it's past the due date, shall I edit again or not?
Sorry?
يعني if the position paper is and the due date is finished, so shall I edit it or it's just or I can?
You sent your position paper?
Yeah, I will send it today. But if you give me a feedback that I should edit something in it.
Like, can he change something after the due date? That's what he's asking.
No, you can't. You should. I will give you any, like, if you submit it any time before the 27th, I will give you a feedback personally. If you want, you can just ignore the feedback and just keep the position paper as it is. But the feedback is to make the position paper better. If you have any mistakes, if you have any misunderstanding, we will explain it to you. So yeah, you can just ignore the feedback, but as you mentioned, no, if you want to submit it again after the due date, you cannot. So yeah.
Okay,
if you submit it today, I will send you the feedback and you can submit it before the due date.
Okay,
thank you. Any other questions, please?
Okay, no more questions.
Alright, thank you very much for attending. If you have any questions in the future, please go ahead and ask me either in the group, privately, as you like. Please submit your position paper on time. Don't forget about it. And about the blocks and the other stuff, it will get easier in the conference. Everything will be more clear to you. Don't worry about anything, and I hope you will have fun. And I think that we have excellent delegates with us, so we will have amazing debates and an amazing MUN and amazing committee. So thank you very much for attending, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Chair, for this session. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Goodbye, everyone.
يلا goodbye. مع السلامة.